All right, so let's go ahead and start with fraud that's related to me. That way, then you guys know um, that all of this is legit. Everybody that I'm sharing victims, I mean, I've got at least 50 plus that I'm aware of. I'm just going to start sharing a handful. But let's start with me, for example. So let's go back to a time when a broker who knew me had emailed me some documents sent to me from Byron, and she said it had 3 months worth of bank statements. I immediately said, it's fraud. No questions, hands down, it's fraud, because I've never sent anybody all of my bank statements. I've sent maybe the very first page, like a picture of the first page. That's all I had ever sent. So I already knew it was fraud. But here we go. So here was a message that was emailed to me. This is much later, whenever I had been trying to go down the rabbit hole of finding fraud and whatnot on Byron and these guys. So you can see here, B. Ellis Rains, which again, this is not his real name. His real name is Byron Sherrard Rayner, but he goes by many aliases. So at this time and up until recently, it's always been Byron Ellis, B. Rains, etc. So all that to say, here was an email. He had attached these three statements sent to Tiffany, and he was trying to obtain a loan. So here is, let's say, July. Now, what I'm going to also do is, before I show you that statement, and remember this date right here was, let's see here. This date was August 16th. So let's open up this email here. August 15th, the day before, 2023. We sent a picture of just the first page. That's it. Just a picture of the first page, page 1 of 12. He had already had this account number. My assistant had sent, again, just the first page. I need to go into her emails to see. She may not have blocked this out, but it doesn't really matter. Account numbers are on checks, etc. So that's nothing new. I say that because you're going to see the fraudulent documents here in just a second. So again, that was August 15th. And then the following day, on August 16th, he had already created 3 fake months worth of bank statements and now started to try to get a loan through this person. So let's take a look at those and see here. So this was the fraudulent one. Sorry, these stupid ads. Blah, blah, blah. Zoom in here. So let's go back here and see. First off, Execo Management, M-A-N-A-G-E-M-E-N-T, a very common misspelling for a lot of people who, for some reason, don't know how to spell management. So here we go. Manage, there's no E. Well, my Bank of America is not going to screw that up. I'll tell you that right now. If you look over here, this is the correct one, the original one, Bank of America Preferred Rewards for Business. That's not up there. Account number I had blurred out, but maybe the other file that she gave didn't have it blurred out. So yes, that is correct. Your Business Advantage Fundamentals Banking. Nope, I'm a Preferred Rewards Business Platinum Honors. So that's incorrect. Now, of course, the beginning balance and ending balance, that's going to be correct a lot of times whenever he creates these fraudulent documents. However, there are many fraudulent bank accounts where if numbers don't work out for his pleasure and what he's doing, then he'll change that. He'll definitely change that. He's got his people that can change it. He can change it. So let's go into here. Again, you'll see page 1 of 8. No, 12 pages. And then let's see. Deposits 3362. Fake one, 2181. Now let's go down his fake thing here. Let's just scroll down. Not that any of this is really going to matter to you guys because you won't know what would normally be on my bank accounts or not. I'm not even going to go through the list of all this kind of stuff here. I can just kind of scroll through, but none of this whatsoever is linked to me. Not one thing. Most likely what he probably had done is used somebody else's um, Bank of America statement and then just put in all of their transactions and then went over to the dollar amounts and then just amended those so that way the final balance and the starting balance and everything would work. So anyway, so this goes back, let's see here. So this is over 3 months. So that was just July. Again, that was the only bank statement that we had shared with him. And the reason why, you might be asking, why did we even share that with him? This was early on, right after we first had met him and we were doing transactional loans. And he supposedly was dealing with another borrower, which I was already getting a red flag. And that was the reason why I told my assistant, hey, we're only going to sit in just the first page because things just don't jive. But he had claimed that his borrower, who was dealing with the real estate double closing transactions that needed our transactional funding, wanted to verify that the transactional lender was legit. Of course, now we know none of that was true. It was all just a front for him to try to get our full bank statement is what he was hoping for. And so he wanted us to prove that we did have whatever the $1 or $1.5 million amount in the bank in order to be able to do that fund. So that way his client wouldn't just get to closing and then boom, the money never shows up and has a problem. But again, we know that that wasn't the case, that he had just been planning on trying to use this for fraud. So I'm going to get to other videos, victim after victim, different evidence pieces and stuff like that. But I just wanted to at least share with you guys first, starting with something related to me to be able to prove timestamps and emails. And I'm going to be getting into notary, fake notary stamps, altered docs, tons of other victims. I'm going to be getting into that here shortly as well.